Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys can see me very clearly. Currently having a load shedding issue here. Remember, I live in South Africa. So today, I want to show you guys the Queen's Gambit variation, specifically two traps that you can use if someone chooses not to accept Gambit and tries to play the Queen's Gambit declined. So what we're going to look at first, we're going to look at the main line of um, the Queen's Gambit. So obviously, white would play d4, black would then play at d5. You would then offer the gambit by trying to exchange this pawn on c4. So now, when black plays pawn to e6, black is now declining the gambit. Okay? So black now is choosing to say that, okay, I'm not going to allow you to develop in the center and exchange that pawn for your bishop in the next two moves so that you can control that center. No, I'm going to choose to decline the gambit, and then let's see what you're going to do from this point. Obviously, now black has a strong position here in the center, protecting this pawn structure right here, because if you do exchange, will then just exchange here, and then black will have an open file, which can be very dangerous um, following into the middle game, because black can then castle kingside, bring his rook up to the file, and then really cause some problems for you in the center. So what you're going to do next, you're going to play knight to c3, and black will develop again, bring out its development, and then trying to obviously strengthen this position here on uh, e4. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna pin the knight. Black will then respond with unpinning so that the queen is no longer in danger, and obviously looking to castle in the next move. So what you then gonna do, you're gonna play knight f3, just continuing with your development, right? Okay, this is how normally the main line of the Queen's Gambit decline goes. This is how it goes about, and it's pretty straightforward. You know, if black chooses to decline the gambit, you just continue on with development. Obviously, looking at attacking um, from the queen side. You know, you can look at bringing this. You could look at bringing this rook here onto the C file, because maybe black gonna choose to castle in their next move. We're gonna look at bringing maybe this file here, opening this channel, you know, for attacking. Also, maybe black is gonna try and be smart, you know, try and force an exchange of bishops right here, you know. Maybe you could look at sacrificing this bishop and then looking at destroying this pawn structure rather than going for that change on the black the dark bishops. So now we're gonna go into the traps that you can have in this main line. So what we're gonna look at now, the trap only happens if we play or black plays this variation, which is called the Cambridge Springs variation. So now we're just gonna look at the variation. So we're gonna play the pretty basic opening moves, which we just covered right now. Offering the gambit, black chooses to decline the gambit. We continue on with development. We want to pin the knight, and then black chooses to reinforce the knight. Remember, in the main line, black wants to bring their king to safety, right? Black wants to open this file right here for the king to castle kingside. So normally what black does is that black puts this dark square bishop onto the e7 square. Now in this variation, black chooses to reinforce the knight, saying that, okay, if you're going to force an exchange on that knight, you know, weakening my center there. I'm just gonna recapture with the knight and then still have the same position. And now the knight will be unpinned, it'll be able to move around more, right? So what you are gonna do um, at this point, okay? That dark square bishop is out now. It can play around, it can capture it, can come back to h4, So what you're gonna do, you're gonna want to open a way for your light square bishop. So you're gonna go ahead and play e3. Okay. So now the idea maybe would be black would be thinking that okay, you're gonna try and exchange in the center there. Because now that knight is pinned, he cannot recapture with the knight, but he now can recapture with either the C or the E pawn, right? First, you're gonna continue with your development. You're gonna play NF3, right? The queen comes out. Now, the queen pinning that knight on a C3, right? You're gonna block the pin by playing knight to D2. Okay, this is the Cambridge spring variation. Now, there's a lot of traps that come into play, which we're going to look at in a second, but this is really how you play this variation. Both kings have not been castled, but most of the pieces are out there and they have developed. And now you can start maybe causing some problems for black on the queen side. Okay, sorry about that. There, okay. We're gonna look at the first trap. So first trap goes when now black decides to capture an exchange there on that right? Is threatening to take the bishop, right? So kind of like diverting your attention, right? Now it's capturing on the queen side. So now this is a bit of action. You are tempted to recapture that pawn immediately, threatening the queen, or just recapture that pawn and develop your light square, right? You need to be very careful in this kind of position, right? These are moves that tempt your emotions. This is when you should have a strong emotional intelligence, especially when you're playing against the clock. Yes, yeah, you're playing against the clock, but because you know this variation, right? You have maybe played less than 10 seconds for every move up until this point. So at this point, you need to really take your time with the next move and really analyze the board. So what you're gonna do, black is threatening to take your dark square bishop. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna capture and exchange that bishop right here on f6, right? Black then recaptures, right? Now you're gonna play knight, and you're gonna capture, right? Now what you've done is that you have successfully exchanged a piece that was being ready to get captured in the next move, and you're gonna unblock your king now. You're gonna unblock that pin, right? Sorry, because now the black queen has to move in the next move. But what else could have happened? Okay, we go back to this position. Just gonna go back a bit. Then we're gonna see what other developments that we can do in this position. So, what do you think white can do in this position? I want you to pause the video, leave a comment below, and see what kind of other unorthodox or some amazing moves that you can do for development, maybe trying to gain some positioning in the center. Okay, if then let's say white Okay, in this second trap, this is a trap that black can actually use, for counterplay if white decides to commit this blunder by trying to ruin the pawn structure and taking here in the center, right? Now black responds by taking back the center, but now this looks like a free pawn. Right? We're just gonna take this pawn because that knight is pinned. So now black decides, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna take back that knight. Here's a free queen, right? Hmm, looks like a free queen, but it is a poisoned queen because as soon as white decides to capture the queen, black comes in, and the only way to stop this check here is to stop it with your queen, right? Then black decides to exchange the queen. When you then take the dark square bishop, and white takes black, sorry, takes your dark square bishop. Black now is winning in terms of material, in terms of pawn structures, and it's got a lot of open files. And now the white king has been left uncastled. So you really need to be careful when black decides to play the queen's gambit declined against you. I want you guys to leave a comment below, please, and then let's talk more maybe about this kind of positioning and see that what else can be played and what else can develop from playing the queen's gambit, and especially if you are black. Also, if you want us to go and look at the Queen's Gambit accepted, please also leave a comment below so that in the next video maybe we can look at that and then see what kind of positional play we can play if black decides to take that pawn on the c5. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. I love you all one by one. Take care.